Hello and welcome to the Merle Unlocked podcast. I'm Merle.
I'm Locke.
Set sail and low expectations for everything nerd, accompanied by a healthy, albeit shameful, helping to pointless banter, lack of folks said, questionably acquired knowledge,
And more.
and more. So for today's topic, Locke, we've been checking out a game that has much controversy surrounding it. This game being Palworld. And I just wanted to get your opinions on it. I'll share my own. Maybe we'll start with like what we thought about the game after first checking it out. So I jumped into this game, obviously seeing like, oh, it's, Pokemon rebranded. Yeah. And I thought that was kind of exciting, and I was kind of into it. So I got it for myself and played a lot with a few friends. I've played it with my brother and sister-in-law, and we put a lot of hours into it. So basically, like you get in, you do the whole like waking up or whatever, and you're the chosen one or something like that along those lines. So you wake up and you find yourself in this temple, and it's kind of like the new Zelda games, right? Where like I guess everybody's pretty much doing that formula, and it's very similar in that sense. Like you got the whole stamina circle thing, and you could climb walls and stuff, which drains your stamina, and that's a big thing. You got the hunger and I think do you have thirst? I think it might just be
No,
hunger.
it's just hunger. If there was thirst, I'm gonna be honest. I think that would turn me away a little bit because the whole survival of hunger and thirst is obnoxious.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. But anyway, you start out in this world, and right away it has objectives for you to complete. You have to like craft a workbench. You need to claim land, like have like this little property in which you can build your domain, your home. And then you have to go out, and you need to there's all these creatures roaming about, and you have to damage them a certain amount, and then you can use I guess they're called pal balls or something like
Pal
that.
spheres. Don't get
Pal
too. You
spheres.
can't get
Sorry.
too close to Pokeballs. No,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Pal spheres.
Yeah, so you use your pal spheres, and you throw them at the creatures that are weakened, and it gives you a certain percentage chance.
And you weaken them by either bludgeoning them or.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you like craft your weapons and what have you,
Yeah.
and you can battle these Pokemon and catch them, or not
That
Pokemon, pals,
that
pals.
pals.
Sorry, pals, and and then when you have these pals, you could summon. You could have like a certain amount on you, like I think it's like five or
Five.
something that you can
Five,
have
five in
like in
total.
your pocket, and you could summon them out, and they can help you battle other creatures. You can only have one summoned at a time. For the most part, there are certain perks later on that you can get that allows you to have multiple out for one reason or another to help you out in battling these other creatures, and you pretty much you try to catch them all. Yeah, I mean that's what I've been trying to do. But but then
Yeah, no, I get it. Because my whole thing, I was singing it last weekend. I was just like, I'm gonna be the very best.
Man. But anyway, you catch these creatures, and you could put all your extras that you have at your base. You have this little computer panel that you can interact with, and you can store all your extra pals. And you can also designate which ones you want out roaming about in your base doing like particular tasks, right? Where they all specialize in like some kind of task, whether it be like a fire Pokemon that'll go around and keep all your torches lit around your base, or smelt things for you, like smelt metals and what have you. Or some of them are like farm animals, which they give you eggs, like chicken eggs or
Wool.
wool, and then you have other creatures that are good at gathering, which they'll gather all these like chicken eggs and wool, and they'll do like some of them are good at farming and like planting seeds, or you got water Pokemon that water your plants, and they all have like different specializations. So you want to get a good array of different, pal types, that with all these different specializations. So you have like a pretty much, self-sufficient uh, property, which is like all your materials, and they take care of themselves. None of them are starving. They all like take breaks as they need to eat, and they grow their own food. And it's really cool. It's really intuitive, and I really enjoyed getting that.
Right, they're pretty self-sufficient. They can take
Yeah,
care of themselves at that point.
yeah. So it gives you the freedom to go out and roam and explore more of this world. And you can have multiple bases, and like all about the world, and certain, like as you explore further and further from the starting area, like the pals get stronger, they're tougher to catch. So you just grow your own level, and like it has like this whole engram system, like you'll see in Arc, where you get these points every time you level up, and you can unlock new blueprints, which unlock like these new crafting possibilities, that you can put into your base. And every time you build a base, like your base has levels as well, where it gives you these certain tasks, in which to complete, where it tells you like if you want to upgrade your base again, you need to have these particular stations in your base, whether it be like some kind of harvesting station, whether it be like a wood cutting station or rock mining station. There's like a hot tub for your pals for them to relax in. Like it just tells you like all these different things that you need to put in your base, and then it's like, hey, you could upgrade your base again. So then you get, I don't know if it's a bigger property. It might not be a bigger property, but it gives you.
I have no idea if you can get a bigger property or not. I haven't gotten to that point yet.
Yeah, but it does unlock a new slot to have more pals functioning within your base
Right.
every time you level up. So that's nice, and then you have more pals participating and helping things to run smoother. But yeah, like I've enjoyed that whole process like quite a lot, and just trying to get my base into like top tier and self sufficient. And the another aspect which is pretty neat is that it has like horde nights or something, kind of like in 7 days, right? But where I don't know if there's a particular pattern pertaining to that, whether it be like after so much time you get a horde come after you, come after your base. But I mean, it seems kind of random, but I don't know for certain. But yeah, you have like these enemies, like it tells you like, oh, your base is being attacked.
Yeah, it's been kind of random on my end. It's either been like two dodo birds kind of coming after you, like these dodo looking birds. Then it's the like, oh god, what do they call them? They love you. Uh, I, I,
Oh,
uh,
I know what you're talking about. I
I
don't
forget
remember
what
what
they're.
any of the names are.
I am not used to the names yet. And then the other one is just like you're being chased by the syndicate or whatever they're called. And they come in like a massive group from what I've seen.
And then you can defend your base, or you could leave it up to your pals to defend the base for you, because they'll attack any threats that come into the base, and they'll get aggroed, unless there is this one thing you can craft. It's like a bell, and you could tell it like, hey, like all my pals, if an enemy comes into the base, you attack them, or you can say to them like, hey, if an enemy comes in the base, you keep doing your jobs. Like, don't worry about it. Just keep to your work, keep doing your jobs. I'll take care of it. And which is interesting, but it's not something that I use. I mean, if somebody invades the base, I'm obviously telling all my pals to destroy the threat.
Well, I mean, here's the thing with that. I mean, the way to make that work. So, say whatever it is that's coming after you, you want to capture whatever it is. Then
Oh, that's
you
true
would tell
too.
them, hey, do your own thing. I'll take care of this. Because otherwise, you ain't going to catch what it is that's coming after you. Because they don't even give you time.
Yeah, yeah. So it's not like Pokemon where, it's like turn based or whatever, and you have to tell your pal to, either attack or not attack. It's like they'll attack. They'll just keep attacking. So if you're trying to catch something, you gotta be on it, or you have to return them to their pal sphere so that you can have a better chance of catching whatever this creature is. And I've run into that a few times, that issue where like I find something but it's kind of tough and I'm like, I'm going to need my pal out to help me out here because I don't want this creature to kill me, So I've summoned my pal out. I'll get a few good hits in, and when it gets weak, I'm like, oh man, I gotta catch it. And I toss my pal sphere at it, but then my pal that I have out kills it before the pal sphere activates.
Yep.
And I'm like, it's so frustrating.
uh, I've seen it happen too many times.
Yep. It is kind of frustrating, but and you also have like you have the base building. The base building is pretty basic. It's pretty much what you're used to. It's just you got foundation, and then you have the basic walls and roofs that you set up, and then you can set up a bed so that you can skip through the night and just sleep till morning. Kind of like it in Minecraft, or I don't know, I'm sure other games do it too. But and that's a cool feature. So it's just like I don't know, it's just kind of like an amalgamation of all these different survival games, plus hint hint at Pokemans,
Well, like you using a oh god, what do I want to call it? You're using Pokemon type mechanics as far as capturing things.
Yeah.
But as far as everything else goes, when you say, "Hey, this could be quite like Pokemon," and no, it definitely does have its differences. You could argue about certain pals having similar features and whatnot, but I wouldn't say that its likeness is too similar to I don't know, make you go, oh, that's definitely a Pokemon, because it's not.
Yeah, like it definitely hits towards it, and I know it's caused a lot of controversy, but like man, like when Pokemon came out with that open world concept, I was so excited about it, right? And I got the game for my Switch, and I played a bunch of it, but I was like, man, it's just it's lacking. It's not what I hoped it would be. Like I'm not that into it. And then Palworld, comes out, and it's exactly what I was hoping the open world Pokemon would be. And like I saw that meme not too long ago where like it references the Iron Man movie where it's like the scientist is confronting the main antagonist, and he's saying like, oh, it's impossible to like make this suit or whatever function, and the antagonist is just like, are you kidding me? Tony Stark did this with scraps in a cave, And it's like how like on point it is. It was so funny to see. Or like Pokemon is this, it like has so many resources, and it could have done so much more, but instead you got this indie company that did everything that the open world Pokemon should have done.
Right.
You know?
Well, I mean that's just like a meme that I seen actually earlier today, and it showed like an anime, three dudes. Well, one guy's kind of sitting back and sipping his drink, and he's watching two other dudes beat up another dude until he joins into the fight. Then, and of course, that guy who joins into the fight is listed as Palworld. Uh, but the other two people are Baldur's Gate 3 and Lethal Company. And the people that they're kicking is the AAA game devs. And
oh, yeah.
I was like,
wow.
well, I mean, it is nice to see smaller companies or lesser known companies. Not to say that they're smaller. I don't know how big their company actually is, but I mean to see the amount of work and the amount of attention that they're getting for as little as they are, and I got to give them props. You know, they
absolutely, dude. Like, man, indie companies are amazing right now.
yeah.
Like what they're coming out with.
I think what it is that they're not being held back on restrictions like your corporations tend to give you, and yet it's going to be me giving you a little hippie lesson right there. But
yeah, but and they're not restricted by time frames, or they don't have any restrictions, and they're able to push out what they really want to do. And like technology has gotten to a point where they're able to achieve that more easily than back in the day. And it's just been amazing to see like what people have been pushing out. And man, it's just like the golden age of gaming right now. In my opinion.
It's starting to come back. We had some golden ages once before. We're starting to see it come back.
Yeah, but nowadays it's just achievable by so many more people.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's within reach of so many folks. Like all these programs and things to assist people in making games. Like people being able to build their own engines. I don't know. I'm excited to see like where all this goes, and I hope that the creators of Palworld, whatever what is that company? Pocket Pair. I hope that they don't get, any pushback from, Nintendo or, the creators of Pokemon and what have you. Because, I mean, what they've created is, man, it's a gem. Like, I'm loving it. It's a lot of fun. I think they did a fantastic job. And I am hoping to get my little one into it eventually. Right. Get her to jump on with me, because I feel like, man, like if it's not vulgar in any sense. I mean, yes, it has guns and stuff like that. And, yeah, you do murder off little innocent creatures and stuff, but at the same time, like it's
I mean, you don't murder them. They get knocked out. They're incapacitated. You see it. They got the swirls around the eyes. There's no connotation to them actually being dead.
Well,
that could be argued. Well,
I guess it could be. Especially like if I take one out and it's just ragdolling on the ground and then I kick it into a river or something. Right. Not that I've done that, of course.
No, surely.
Because I love ragdolling creatures.
And I've caught my first human like last weekend.
That's true. That's true. I did that too.
Nothing wrong about that. But
unless it does say in game, like you captured a syndicate person. Some say that capturing humans is inhumane or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is pretty hilarious.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely hilarious. I love when games at least kind of put things like that in there to kind of add a little bit of humor and say, yeah, we know this is wrong.
Oh man, it's just all in all, it's good fun. I love it, and I want to see them, see the success that they deserve.
Absolutely.
Because they've done an incredible job.
Right.
Well done, Pocket Pear. Bravo. Round of applause. Round of applause for Pocket Pear. Amazing job. Love you guys. Good on ya. Thank you for joining us on the Merle and Locke podcast. If you enjoyed this banter, please consider becoming a patron by going to patreon.com/Merle and Locke, or simply follow the link in the description. Thank you.